What's up guys, we are back with some special edition and I wanted to showcase a few mods that I have added, starting with enhanced invisibility. This mod is going to tweak the invisibility function to make it more useful. In vanilla Skyrim, when you use invisibility, it ends when you do the most simplest actions, like picking something up or opening a door. So, with this mod, you will no longer have that problem. In addition, you can choose to have an even stronger version that will make the invisibility last for as long as the duration lasts. So even if you do attacks or open doors, go through new loading cells, you will remain invisible until the duration ends. So a lot of people might think that that's overpowered, but I think that it's perfectly fine because when enemies use invisibility potions, they can stay cloaked while attacking, so I think it's fair. Also, this mod goes above and beyond because I even turned invisible and got killed while I was fighting some ghosts, and even after I died, I was still invisible. Next is the Lost Ark Berserker Legendary Armor from Kirax001, and this mod can be found on Lover's Lab, which I cannot link here on YouTube. So, there's nothing sexual about this mod, and it's actually a nice male armor with some low performance textures. So, they don't really look the best, but it is small in file size. So, it comes with a greatsword that looks really nice, and I'm really a big fan of this greatsword, so even if I'm not really, the biggest fan of the armor, it can be worth it to get this mod, for the sword alone. So, the armor also has a dark alternate color and a sword to match. So it's a great PG mod that you can find on Lover's Lab. Next is the animated Dwemer Core sword, which is a great sword, and you can craft it at a forge with the Dwemer smithing perk. So the blade here is just beautiful. I am a big fan of the Dwemer and the Dwemer weapons and armors and the ruins and all of that good jazz. And, this mod is just really nice. The hilt is animated, although shortly after using this weapon, the animations for it just stopped. So I don't know if that's a bug, something on my end, or if it's supposed to do that. The sword appears to be heavily inspired by the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons from Magic the Gathering. Honestly, this is one of the best weapons that I have gotten in a while. However, I am really bothered with this red magic dust effect that's on the hilt of the blade. So, I really do not like it. So, I will not use this weapon until I figure out how to remove it. Next, we have Smooth Random Idle Magic Animation, which is a unisex animation to my knowledge, so the male and female animations will be the same. This is really nice. It makes magic wielding more appealing to look at. In vanilla, these animations, when you're holding, magic, it just doesn't really look good. It looks really bad. And, I always sheath my hands as soon as possible whenever I'm using magic, which isn't often because I'm not a big fan of it. But anyway, I love how the arms are spread, a good length apart to support bigger bodies because, the characters I play are usually bigger. And also, I really like the animation on one of these where you're kind of like juggling the ball of energy in the air. It just looks really cool. It doesn't take up a plugin. It's a DAR, OAR type of mod, so you don't have to run FNIS or anything like that. It's really good. I suggest trying it out. Next is Medieval Torches. And this is a simple mesh replacer for the usable torches in Skyrim. And it comes with an FO mod installer. So you can choose from a few different variants and textures. And, this is a nice small mod that makes a nice change. And it doesn't use a plugin because it's just a simple mesh replacer. So I am looking for more mods like this, as I want to try to give my special edition that look where it's like, I'm basically making Skyrim unrecognizable, so I think this is just one of those mods that help you do that. Next is Sandwiches of Skyrim, and I love this mod, I always wanted something like this for the longest freaking time. And all the damn bread, the cheese, the meat that you could find in this game, I was always like, how can you not make a sandwich? You got all the ingredients that you need, except for maybe mayo, so now you can, have some freaking sandwiches in Skyrim. So they'll be in the crafting list, you know, when you have the necessary ingredients. And you know, if you have eating animations and sounds, you can actually see yourself eating these sandwiches if you get the patch. So that's really nice. And if you have like eye needs and a follower, when you consume a sandwich, they will consume their sandwiches as well. So it's just a nice mod to have if you like freaking sandwiches and immersive, because I think this mod is really immersive. Next is better third person camera, which is a pretty popular mod, you know. I saw this going around for a while, and I never really wanted to use it because it always bothered me a bit how when you go up to certain NPCs, their names and, you know, will just be floating above their head. Like, I didn't like how their names was floating above their head. It was like an MMO to me, you know, but, you know, you can adjust this in the MCM menu, and I recently started using Edge UI, which I am a huge fan of. I'm really liking this, and for the most part, this mod is kind of like a hard requirement for it. So what this is going to do is it's just going to make it much easier for you to pick up items while in third person. You know, this should reduce the chances of you picking up items that you don't want or accidentally stealing an item, which, you know, anyone who plays in third person, you most likely have experienced this. So this will also change the way the indicators appear next to NPCs, like I said. But you can change this in the MCM. You can toggle it off, or you can adjust it like I did. So I decided to like kind of like scale it down a bit, and I think I lowered it so it appears, you know, more towards the character's feet rather than floating above their head. So I think it's more acceptable that way. And yeah, like I said, this is just a really good mod. It seems light on performance, and the way it's presented is good as well. There's a lot to choose from in the MCM. Next is Clef J's Morthal, and this will overhaul the city, giving it walls, new structures, as well as remodeling the buildings. It was raining when I got here, but I felt that it really helped capture the look that I wanted for this place, as it gives off a foggy, Sleepy Hollow vibe. So I'm loving the castle aesthetic. I want to say that it's medieval, but I could be wrong. Either way, I think it's great, especially since it's working well with northern roads. So I did see a small visual seam on my way into this place, where you can see a line as the sandy patch of land connects with the snowy one, but no gaps, so it's fine to me, you know. And the inside of the buildings aren't overly cluttered and are designed to match their exterior model. I did have one issue, however, inside of the Moorside Inn, where there appeared to be 2 floors, so I had a flicker issue in there. And I would say that it's most likely due to the mod called Lux, which I have in my build, as I can't think of anything else that modifies this area. So overall, I think that it's a great mod. It's small in size, it has no requirements, I like it, and I'm keeping it. So it turns out the flickering bug was a Lux conflict. So I went and reinstalled Lux and got a few patches for some mods that I have added. And I really like Lux. If you haven't seen this mod yet, I recommend checking that out. And I also want to say I love this decoration over the stage with the 2 Dragon Priest masks. So I thought that was a nice touch. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm going to sign out here, and I will see you all next time.